What are the top reasons that people do not finish their online course? If you're wondering the answer to that question, keep watching to find out. Hey everyone, welcome back and hello. If you are new here, my name is Janelle Allen and I help business owners to create and market online courses. And in this video, I want to talk about something a little bit different, and that is, what are the things that keep people stuck, that keep people from launching their online course? Well, I have worked with hundreds of course creators, and it really comes down to three key reasons. So let's dive into those. All right, let's start with number one, because it's probably the simplest one to address, and that is no structure. So what do I mean by no structure? Well, I get a lot of people who reach out and frankly, they are overwhelmed. There's so much information about creating an online course these days. It's not like 2, 3, 5 years ago where there weren't as many courses. Now it feels like everyone has an online course. And with that, you also have a lot of people like myself who are teaching you how to create online courses. So that can lead to information overload and frankly, overwhelm and analysis paralysis, right? You have so much information that you just don't know where to start. And so the best solution that I have for you if you are suffering from this is to download my online course roadmap. It is a step-by-step guide for my process for creating an online course. So these are the steps that I use for my own courses as well as with clients. So if you're looking for a blueprint, a roadmap, the online course roadmap is going to be the best solution I can offer to help you gain some structure so that you know what to do first, what to do second, so on and so forth. And it even is going to include a schedule for taking that action. So I will be sure to include the link to the roadmap in the description, and you'll also just find it in the banner of my YouTube channel, which you're watching right now. Okay, so let's talk about number two. This is another super common just challenge that people have, and that is not launching your course because you don't have an email list. Does that resonate with anyone? If that resonates with you, then let's talk about it. So let's dig into what you need to do to solve this problem. If you're not creating your course because you've heard so many people talk about how important it is to have an email list and you're feeling intimidated by it, here's what you need to do. You need to sign up for a ConvertKit account and start your email list. So sign up for a ConvertKit account. Now, why do I suggest ConvertKit? Because it's not just because I'm an affiliate, which I am, but I've used so many different email service providers, from Aweber back in the day to MailChimp to ConvertKit to Drip. I've tried so many different ones, and frankly, I believe that ConvertKit is the best one for beginners. So yes, you can try MailChimp. I know that it's free, but eventually I found that people end up migrating from MailChimp to ConvertKit because it's just easier to use for creators who are selling and creating content online. So sign up for a ConvertKit account. You can start for free, and you're going to want to create an opt-in form where people can put their name and email address into a form and get on your list. And then you can embed that form into your website. Now, if you're thinking, well, great, I don't have a website. Well, I have an answer for you. ConvertKit also provides you with free landing pages. So see, you don't even need a website. You can start with a free landing page in your free ConvertKit account. I think you have up to your first 100 subscribers where your ConvertKit account is free, and you can start collecting email addresses today. If that is what's got you stuck, then that is some free game for you to go ahead and get unstuck and launch your email list. Now, if you launch your email list and you're looking for some additional steps, or maybe you just need some additional steps from the outset, I do have a course called First 500 Fans that's going to help you start and grow your email list so that you can get your first 500 fans. So this course breaks down the process that I used to start my email list. And there's some great interviews and bonus content in there. If you're interested, I definitely will throw the link down in the description. We're actually about to update this course next month. So this is a great time to join. It's because you can get it for under $100 before we update it. So first 500 fans is going to take that free game to the next level if you're interested in starting and growing your email list. Okay, let's get into the third reason that people do not create their online course. This is a big one. This one is super important, and it is that you don't know what your audience wants to buy. This is one that I hear all the time from people who have audiences. They have email lists, and they're just stuck. They don't know how to figure out what to offer. So I'm going to break it down for you. If you, let's say you're in that bucket where you have an audience and you just don't know what to offer them, the answer is to have conversations, interactions and conversations with your audience. That's how you figure it out. Typically, as they say, the obstacle is the way. So if you don't know what they want, then the answer is to ask them what they want. And you can do that in three main ways. First, you can, now that you have your email list, right, you can send out an email survey to your audience and ask them, what are your biggest challenges with this topic? What are your questions that you want me to solve with this topic? And that is how you can get started using a survey. Now, I use Typeform for my surveys. I love it. But you can absolutely use something free like Google Forms, or you can use JotForm or whatever your favorite form tool is. Don't get stuck with the technology. Now, to take it the next step further are one-on-one conversations with people who are in your target audience. Again, these are people who are ideal for your product. So these would be, when I say customer conversations, I'm speaking of like customer discovery interviews is how I typically talk about them. And all it is 15 to 20 minutes with that ideal customer for you to listen and find out what are their problems and pain points. And I'll come back to the questions that you really want to, really what you're listening for. Because again, this is all about listening. Before we come back to that, let's talk about the third way for you to discover what your audience wants to buy from you. And that is doing research on other people's sites. So a lot of people say, well, Janelle, you know what? Surveys sound great if I had an email list, but I don't. Or I just started my email list. So there's no way I can serve anyone because I only have 5 people and one of them is my mom, right? So if that's your situation, you might already be putting up a bunch of obstacles in your head about why you can't talk to people in your audience. Well, with this method of researching other people's audiences, you can do it. All right. So you might not have people in your audience yet, but there are other people who serve the audience that you want to serve. So all you need to do is to go to wherever they hang out with their audience. So it could be Facebook groups, could be Slack channels, could be Discord, could be Circle forums, all of the community, Mighty Networks, all the places where community is happening. Join, find out what people are talking about, make friends, ask them if you can schedule a 15 to 20 minute chat with them over Zoom. Look, we are in the middle of a pandemic. Everybody is using Zoom. Everybody is comfortable with Zoom. So this is easier than ever now because people they get it. They totally understand just chatting. So go to some of those hangouts or watering holes and really find out what people are talking about in relation to the problem you want to solve. Now let's go back to the questions, or again, they're not really questions, but what are the things that you're listening for? There's 5 key things. The first one are the problem, right? A lot of times we make assumptions of what the problem is. And so you just want to listen and see, are they saying that that's a problem? You're also listening for the pain behind the problem, right? So you have the problem and then you have the pain that it's causing in their life, in their job, in their relationship, or whatever the arena may be for your problem. So for example, you might have a hole in your roof, or you just might need let's say you just need a new roof. That's the problem. You need a new roof. Well, if that's painful enough, you might have water leaking, right? So that's the pain behind the problem. But maybe you don't. Maybe you talk to people and they say, yeah, we need to replace our roof in about 3 years, but so far so good. We're all right. It's not urgent. So you want to talk to people to find out, is it painful? How painful is it? And what is that pain? How is it impacting their life? So those are the two things. The number 3 is you're listening for what is the desired result, right? If they are having pain, what is the desired end goal that they want to, as far as getting rid of that pain? What is the result that they want? What is the transformation that they want? Need a new roof, right? So that's number 3. The 4th thing you're listening for in these customer conversations is the solutions they've tried. How many roofers have you called, right? How was your experience with them? How did they interact with you? What was the process like? What solutions? Those, I'm using the roof example, but you're listening for the solutions that they've tried. Now, this is one of my favorites because you can go and take a look at those solutions and do even more research and get even more ideas for things like content, pricing, structure, so on and so forth, messaging. All right, now the 5th thing that you're listening for is the most important one, and that is language. So that applies to all of them. Throughout this entire process of having customer conversations, you're listening for the words that they are using. You're going to take that language and it's going to be gold for your marketing. It's going to help you to connect with your target audience. Okay? So again, I just put you onto some free game for figuring out what your audience wants to buy from you. So hopefully that was helpful. And if you're looking for more, if you're thinking, wow, I really would like to learn more about that, well, you are in luck because April 8th, I'm going to be hosting a workshop on how to discover what your audience wants to buy. And we're going to go more in depth with the process that I use and also just dig into how to implement it. And we'll have some Q&A, we'll have some worksheets, and it'll be a chance for you to really work on this process so that you can get one step closer to creating your online course. Because this process is so integral to outlining your online course and then launching it. All right, so I will be sure to pop the registration link for the workshop in the description for the video. I would love to see you there. And this is perfect for anyone who has, if you have a service-based business, this is going to be amazing for you because you're going to learn how to apply this process to clients or people who maybe couldn't budget in your services. So it's perfect for service-based business owners. It's perfect if you have an online business. It's perfect if you're thinking about having a business and you want to learn how to apply this process even though you don't have an audience. Okay, so hopefully this video has been helpful. I will make sure to put all of the links to everything I've mentioned in the description. And if you are someone who's feeling stuck, in the comments, go ahead and let me know what it is that's got you stuck from launching your online course. And I hope to see you on the webinar. All right, be sure to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe.